Salutations. My name is Alistair Hawthorne. Tonight, the Battle of Montgisard, 1777, a tale that resonates across the centuries. This was not just a battle of steel, but one of wits, strategy, and faith. It was here, under the blazing sun of the Holy Land, that a young King Baldwin IV, afflicted with leprosy, led a desperate charge against Saladin's formidable forces. But what makes this tale truly extraordinary is not merely the clash of armies, but the mutual respect between those who fought. Today I shall tell you this story through the eyes of a knight in Baldwin's army, a man bound by faith and duty, yet one who held profound respect for Saladin, his enemy. Let us step into his world. The sun burned low on the horizon, painting the desert sky in shades of amber and crimson. We were outnumbered, 5 to 1 or worse. Saladin's army stretched across the hills like an unbroken tide, a sea of banners fluttering in the dry wind. Our own force, hastily gathered, was weary from the march. But King Baldwin rode at our head, his frail body upright in the saddle, his gaze steady. If he felt fear, he did not show it. The order came to form ranks, and we knights moved as one. My horse snorted beneath me, sensing the tension. I adjusted the grip on my lance, its wooden shaft worn smooth by years of use. Around me, men murmured prayers, their voices carried away by the wind. The air was thick with dust and my throat was dry, but there was no room for doubt. When the Saracens began their advance, it was like watching a storm roll in. Their cavalry moved with precision, their archers loosing arrows that darkened the sky. The first wave struck our lines with thunderous force, but we held. Shields locked, swords flashing in the sun, we fought as though the very walls of Jerusalem depended on it. It was in the midst of this chaos that I first glimpsed him. Saladin. His banner rose above the fray, a black eagle against the golden sky. He rode with grace, his commands clear and decisive. There was a calm about him, a focus that belied the violence of the moment. I could not help but admire him, even as I struck down the men who fought under his banner. The battle ebbed and flowed like the tide. At one moment, we pushed them back. The next, we were driven to the brink of collapse. My sword arm burned and my shield was splintered, but I pressed on. Around me, men fell, some my comrades, others my foes. There was no time to mourn, no space for regret. Then came the charge. Baldwin, our leper king, raised the relic of the true cross high above his head, its golden frame catching the last light of the day. His voice, weak yet unyielding, called us forward. And we followed. It was a mad, desperate gamble, but it worked. Our lances drove deep into their lines, and for a moment it seemed as though the very heavens were on our side. The Saracens faltered, their ranks breaking under the weight of our assault. I found myself face to face with a Mamluk warrior, his curved sword clashing against my own. We fought as though the world had narrowed to that single moment, but he fell, his blood staining the sands. When the battle ended, the field was silent, save for the cries of the wounded. I dismounted, my legs trembling, and looked out over the carnage. Saladin's army, so vast and invincible, was retreating. Yet, even in defeat, he was a figure of dignity. His forces withdrew in order, not in chaos, and he himself paused to oversee the care of his injured men. It was a gesture that spoke of honor, even in loss. The Battle of Montgisard was a victory for Baldwin and his knights, a testament to courage in the face of overwhelming odds. Yet, as our knight recounts, it was also a battle marked by mutual respect. For Saladin, though defeated, remained a leader of great integrity, a man who inspired loyalty not through fear, but through character. And so, my friends, Montgisard teaches us that war, though brutal, need not strip us of our humanity. Even amid the clamor of swords and the cries of the dying, there is room for respect, for honor and for recognizing the shared struggles of those on both sides. In this, perhaps, lies the true legacy of that fateful day. Good night, and please subscribe and leave a comment should you have any requests of other battles. My library is filled with mementos and accounts from all walks of life. Thank you.